The system of education in Uganda has a structure of 7 years of primary education, 6 years of secondary education divided into 4 years of lower and upper secondary school, and 3 to 5 years of post-secondary education. Realizing the imbalances in attaining education among children from unprivileged families, the NRM government in 1997 launched universal primary education to provide a free primary education to children in the country. When progress was made, in 2007, government started the free universal education policy, the first in all sub-Saharan nations, and this has seen enrollment rates, especially for girls and disadvantaged children, increase. However, sensing the need to extend basic learning to children between 3 and 5 years, in 2016, government launched the National Integrated Early Childhood Development Policy and Action Plan. Since then, the government, working with partners, has empowered communities by creating better chances of doing well at school for children between 3 and 8 years. The Ministry of Education and Sports, in conjunction with the BRAC, started the construction works for ECD projects in Mvepi and Rhino Refugee settlement camps in Terego and Madi Okolo districts in Western Nile sub-region as basic models of learning. Commissioning these ECD centers, the Minister of State for Primary Education, Dr. Joyce Moriku Kaducu, who represented the First Lady, also Minister for Education and Sports, Janet Kataha Museveni, tasked parents to fight poverty through investing in their children's education foundations.
On behalf of Government of Uganda and Mama Janet, the Minister of Education and Sports, today we commissioned this building for the ECD Center to enable these learners to learn and obtain quality education. And we say this for God and my country in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. One of the solutions is to invest in ECD to start at tender age. Foundational learning goes up to P3. If we interest these learners, these children, as they are, they like school. At this stage, it's play. We teach them through play. We want manners. We want them to aspire to be great people. We want to build the right attitude in them at this stage. As they go to P1, P2, P3, they should be able to write and read, literacy and numeracy.
The program ensures holistic learning and development for children.
Looking at the physical development, social-emotional, cognitive, language and communication.
Terego District Education Officer Wilfred Saka is convinced that these community schools will see the integration of learning.
The language we are now talking about is transitioning, integration, which means these community schools that these centers BRAC has opened are going to feed into. These ECD learners will finally become P1 pupils. They need the primary schools, and the primary schools are all community schools.
Despite the government's efforts towards literacy and education through direct funding, grants, loans and partnerships, there are still challenges to education in Western Nile sub-region.
The 175 million that we have as a district can only put 2 classroom blocks. And as such, we have decided now to go and put toilets. We have only 76 primary schools. And yet Madi Okolo has 280 villages.
There are 2 different funds that we send to the district. Each district is to use that money not for new construction, Mr. Chairman. The guideline is clear. It is meant for rehabilitation.
However, Minister Kaducu was overwhelmed by the increasing number of learners who drop out of school before completion at different learning levels.
In 2017, we had a total of 1.8 million learners in primary 1. This year, 2023, Out of 1.8 million, the 60% drop out of primary cycle. When we gave PLE this year, only 749,000. 40% of the learners reached primary 7 and sat PLE. Next year, I do not want to see Madi Okolo in the tail of the releasing of PLE results when it comes.
The country director, Braka Stella Atuhaire, elaborates on their continued support to communities.
Some of the interventions in primary schools are attached to primary schools. So we don't only support children 3 to 5, but in that instance, we also extend up to 8 because we know there are challenges transitioning to primary 1, to primary 2 and 3.
Braka operates on 3 pillars: education, sensitization and empowerment of the population.
That she has saved 290 in the box now.
How long has she been serving?
7 months.
The 35 early childhood development centers commissioned in these 2 districts are part of the 75 constructed so far across the country and come with humanitarian play hubs. I'm Ivan Juko for UBC.